Ladies and gentlemen, Treyarch have just dropped a brand new blog post for Black Ops 7's Campaign and Endgame, which Endgame is actually something I've been really looking forward to. This is the PvE co-op like campaign experience thing where you're going to actually get to load into the Avalon map, and I don't really know what else there is to it, and this blog is apparently going to tell us what there actually is to it, and I'm sure it'll tell us some other stuff about the campaign itself, which I'm actually looking forward to it. It looks really good. I've heard some mixed things about the campaign itself. I've heard Endgame is fun though. That's just what I've heard from some rumors, but who knows? I guess we'll see what it's actually like within this blog post, see how similar it is to DMZ, maybe even Outbreak in some ways, or MWZ at least. I think there's going to be some zombies elements, so maybe we'll see what that is all about in this blog. So the Black Ops 7 co-op campaign and the action continues with Endgame. For the first time ever, Campaign includes Endgame, delivering an entirely new and shared experience where the narrative unfolds for you and your squad. Designed with replayability in mind, explore the vast landscapes of Avalon, fight through escalating zones, and complete dynamic assignments with your squad and up to 32 total players. So the whole zone thing sounds pretty similar to MWZ. I'm assuming there's going to be like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Not exactly sure if it's going to work that exact way, but I feel like this literally is just going to be like DMZ/MWZ thing, but kind of connected to the campaign as a way for them to make the campaign more replayable. I think they're trying to solve that issue of campaigns not being very replayable. I mean, in the past, you play it once, you never touch it again. It seems like they're trying to open up the campaign experience more so people play it longer term, and that's probably why they're adding the camo grind for campaign and all the weapon progression, and I think that's a good thing, honestly. I'm totally on board with all that. I just hope it doesn't get in the way of just like the core campaign itself being good, just the way like a lot of other COD campaigns are. So here is Endgame. Oh, so there is a dev talk. I think we should watch the dev talk and then we'll read the rest of this, because it seems like they want us to watch it. All right.
Endgame isn't just the conclusion of the story, it's the start of a new chapter. Once you've completed the story, Avalon opens up, gives you the freedom to explore, take on challenges at your own pace, but the city is tough.
So Avalon is this massive space, and we want you and your friends to continue to come back here and achieve different goals. So we wanted to continue the campaign in a replayable way.
Dude, the colors are so good.
You can play in-game solo or in squads of up to 4.
Solo.
And then you'll drop into instances of Avalon with up to 32 players.
Holy shit.
Once you've unlocked Endgame, you can bring friends in with you, even if they haven't unlocked it yet, by being the party leader.
You can play as one of the main heroes from the campaign, or you can select a new operator and level them up with skills and abilities as you work towards your end goal.
You could level up operators?
We have intel to discover and some secrets even to uncover inside Avalon.
What?
There are 4 zones of difficulty, and uncovering deeper mysteries will test how strong your operator is. Endgame is about discovery, progression, and carving out your own path in Avalon.
This map is really special. The team's been working on it for a really long time.
Can't wait
They've
to play
designed it to be
too.
a cohesive space, but it is absolutely massive. So we have tons of POIs from previous games, tons for multiplayer.
Yeah.
We have maps from Black Ops 2, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops 6. You might even find a little piece of Hazard from Black Ops 1. Some of them you'll experience just as they were, in slightly new ways, and then some of them served as inspiration for totally new spaces.
So what is a match from start to finish in Endgame? It all starts with picking the abilities. This is the moment you're going to decide how you want to play.
One of my favorite abilities is Shadow Break, and it's kind of this area of effect clear. If you have like a bunch of enemies that are shooting at you, you can kind of combo that with like a grapple hook and like close the distance, and then immediately use this, and it will warp all of the enemies out of the area and send them into the sky and killing them all.
You'll drop in through the wingsuit and go anywhere within Avalon that you've been experiencing throughout different parts of the campaign.
As you're flying in with either solo or with your squad over Avalon, we start to propagate points of interest all around you, so that specifically you can just ping and go. No need for a attack map. You can see what it is that's around you that you might want to go, and that's shared with your squad. So once you've decided where you want to go, you land, boots on the ground, and the gameplay really starts to kick off. Fights, any kind of combat encounter, activities, assignments, all of these start to translate into building power. That power
the map looks
is
the best,
registered
the best
through
part about
your
it.
combat rating.
Every time you increase that combat rating, you're presented with a simple choice of, would I like this skill or this skill? And those skills are really kind of defining your roles and your play styles that you prefer as a player. You're kind of crafting this curated operator that you really love to play.
The HUD looks a bit messy though.
The ultimate goal is to get to Zone 4, and combat rating and the power journey is building towards that. So as you're playing, you're leveling up your combat rating, you're hitting these kind of core milestones at certain levels, so at combat rating 5, 10, etc., where you're increasing your health, your armor, your movement speed, and most essentially your damage.
Is a whole ass
thing, man. The first thing you're going to go after
is
combat rating 10. That is your very first damage upgrade. What that means is you're now ready to push into harder zones.
And then once you reach level 60 of your combat rating, you've maxed out yourself as a soldier. And so you've actually fully filled out 3 skill tracks and kind of really defined what this operator is.
It's basically Outbreak.
Endgame has 4 escalating zones of difficulty, which means more toxin, more enemies, harder challenges, and better rewards.
As soon as you progress your operator and completed what you wanted to, you go to an exfil location, you need to hold out, you need to clear the exfil and let a VTOL drop, and then finally exit the map.
Because
so it is basically MWZ/DMZ.
Doesn't come with you, and the only thing you take is the experience you learned.
As long as you escape alive, you're gonna keep your combat rating, you're gonna keep all the weapons and equipment you have, so you can come into the next match and continue exactly where you left off.
And for the first time ever for Campaign, we have a full camo track, daily challenges, weekly challenges that can be earned both through Campaign and Endgame.
Endgame is something that the team's really excited about.
I want to see if there's like zombies boss fights in this or something, because there's some stuff.
We can't wait for you all to get your hands on it.
Holy shit, they're on the VTOL. Oh my god. I'm speechless. All right, we're going to break down the gameplay they showed there, and then we'll get into the blog post and we'll finish that up after the fact. But one thing I want to say right off the bat, I don't want to hear nobody ever again say that DMZ or MWZ is a good replacement for round-based zombies, considering this game is able to actually have round-based zombies and a whole fully fledged DMZ mode. Basically, it literally is DMZ. Like, they could have called it DMZ if they really wanted to, but I think they kind of wanted to put their own Treyarch spin on it rather than just do what Infinity Ward did. But this is DMZ with MWZ elements, with like the tier zones and the zombies and stuff. And I think it looks really great. Like, it genuinely does. I don't know if it's going to play great. I don't know, you know, if everything's going to play great about it, but the fact that this is only, this is a whole ass mode. It's not just like, when I first heard it, it genuinely sounded like some like rushed, like, oh, we're just shoving this in for the sake of it, just to make the campaign feel more alive, I guess. But this literally does look like a whole thing. This is Yemen, right? Am I crazy? I think they showed Yemen later in the trailer. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the HUD, and honestly, like, it works good for multiplayer, but it doesn't work good for zombies. We talked about that before. I don't know if I love how it looks here, but you can turn off a lot of this, like the damage point numbers here. I just realized that's a fucking mangler. I just realized I'm looking at a mangler. Which honestly I'm fine with. Like, I don't care, because as long as they're not in zombies, this is totally a different thing. But it's called a mauler though, which is interesting. But I do like that there's zombies elements to it, because it means zombies fans are going to have their fix of zombies elements, and this is why they're not going to do Outbreak this year. You know, originally I thought they were going to do Outbreak on the Avalon map, but we know now that we have this endgame mode. I think this is basically just going to be like our version of Outbreak in the game, which it sounds like a very unique mode, which I like. Like, there's this whole skill tree system and operators that you can level up, and I don't know, man. I feel like this is going to be very replayable, and I'm not really sure. There's like VTOL ships you can shoot down, and I think the areas that are more red, like the skies, I think those are the different zones that are probably going to be harder to survive in. But dude, like, look at all these devices and stuff. Like, I don't know. I do think the fact that it's locked till you beat the campaign, I think they're going to change their minds on that. I think that's going to be a thing that's going to be the case at launch. I think once like season 1 hits, they're going to be like, okay, now everyone can get access to it, because I don't think they're going to want to make this whole intricate mode and lock it off from like 70% of the player base, because let's be honest, is that many people going to beat the campaign? Probably not. I mean, I'm going to beat it obviously, but I think most people aren't. So I think they're going to open it up eventually. So they were saying iconic maps. So this is WMD firing range, which obviously already in BO6. Is this Yemen? It looks like I thought it was Yemen on the first shot, but now I'm not really sure anymore. It could be a very reimagined version of Yemen. This is the casino, dude. Let us gamble in the casino. I don't think there's like a point system to this mode, though. I don't see any points on the HUD. So I don't really think there's going to be any gambling going on in the casino. But man, I wish there was. That's the only thing I wanted out of like an outbreak like situation, but it doesn't seem like we're going to have that, unfortunately. Which, given the fact that there's zombies on this map, I hope there's like wonder weapons and stuff. I feel like that would make sense. So this is obviously Skyline. We already knew this was part of Avalon, though. That wasn't really a surprise. What is this map, though? This one I'm not too sure of right here. They were showing this like it's a map we're supposed to be aware of, but I got no clue. And then obviously this is Hacienda, which it looks a little different than the Black Ops 7 version, which is, or the Black Ops 6 version, which is pretty cool. So they're clearly trying to give us some, you know, newer looking things. And dude, the grapple hook, man, oh my god. But I like that there's unique abilities. Like, honestly, on paper, I thought this mode was literally just gonna be, okay, let's just throw in a bunch of multiplayer campaign assets and just call it a day. But like, there's a lot of unique abilities here, and I got a feeling these abilities are probably going to come to zombies. They like to do stuff like that, so I'm assuming they'll do some sort of reskinned version of this. There'll probably be some zombies thing, I don't know, which I'd be okay with that as long as it's like reskinned and it looks different and unique. But yeah, so you drop in, and I just love how the map looks. Like, first and foremost, Avalon looks fantastic, very colorful, very bright, kind of gives Blackout vibes, which is why they're bringing it to the Warzone Blackout experience. It has a lot of stuff to look at, though. There's surprise shipment, command center, guild checkpoint. Dude, I honestly hope that, I know they're bringing this to Warzone, but I kind of hope that this whole DMZ PvE thing, I wish this was also PvP, you know, like maybe not like have a PvE mode and a PvP mode. I think that would be the best of both worlds, because DMZ was PvP and some people didn't like that, some people did. I personally like it and don't like it at the same time. I think it's good to have a mix. Oh, this is definitely Yemen. Yeah, this is 100% Yemen right here. Okay. So we are definitely seeing a Yemen remake in Black Ops 7 multiplayer, but it's also in Avalon, clearly, which is pretty cool. See, I mean, the HUD isn't like awful. I just think it's not the best, but you know. I think this is going to be a really fun mode. This ability looks crazy. Does this not look like a pack-a-punch weapon right here, though? Like, does this not, unless it's just like a really cool camo. But that literally looks pack-a-punch. And then you have all these different skills you can get, which is crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, there's a whole skill tree system. Daredevil, Eagle Eye, Phantom Gunner. I think it's going to be really fun to play this mode. I do. Oh, no, there is a point system. What is this over here? 750 something, like energy points, maybe? You think we can gamble those in the casino? I don't know, maybe. I just want to gamble in the casino. As long as you're gambling fake points, not real money. Increased damage for weapons, equipment, and score streaks. There is a rarity system to this mode. I do notice there's a rarity system, which, you know me, I'm not a big fan of rarity systems, but it makes sense in like Warzone, and so I guess this is kind of connected to that, so I guess it makes sense, but usually I'm not crazy about those. So yeah, here's a Disciple, and there's toxic zombies as well. It's definitely going to be a lot of zombie stuff on this map, which I'm fine with that. I know there's going to be people who don't like that. I do think it would be cool if they had like a zombies only version of this mode as well. Select item. You could choose between a C4 or a self-revive kit. Who the fuck is going to choose the C4 over a self-revive kit? What kind of choice is that? Yeah, and then you exfil. So it literally is, dude, it's so colorful, bro. Oh my god. Please make every Call of Duty this colorful from now on. We know that's not going to happen though. Oh man, it's so colorful. I love it. Yeah, no, this looks fun. This shot right here looks really awesome too. Like, there's vehicles moving, you can grapple to them. Like, dude, this is gonna be fun. All right, now let's read into, oh shit, okay, so here's the map. First look at the Avalon map. Look at that. After completing the first 11 co-op campaign missions, players will unlock endgame, tasking JSDC with exploring, or is it JSOC? Actually, I think it's an O. With exploring the vast landscapes of Avalon, exploring the guild's remains, command center, while battling exposure zones, leaking a mysterious toxin in the city. So that's where the zombies come from. Designed for up to 32 players, but you can go by yourself. In squads up to 4, Endgame offers impressive levels of replayability as players fight through escalating zones across this massive map, level up unique skill tracks, combat ratings, complete dynamic assignments, and escape to preserve hard-earned progress. All the while continuing the main player progression and weapon leveling, as well as unlocking specific camos for all 30 launch weapons. This game is stacked with content, bro. This is insanity. Like, oh my, this is gonna be the most replayable Call of Duty I think in a long time, as long as the content's good. because quality over quantity any day of the week. But let's hope it's actually good. All right, here is the Avalon TAC map itself. I want to take a nice little look at this. So there are 4 tier zones, as they mentioned in the video. Recommended combat rating. Oh, I guess it's like your level or whatever. And here's the map. I've seen like fan-made versions of the map based on like, because of course there was images of the map in the files or whatever. I guess, no, actually they got it from, if you go on multiplayer and you like zoom out or something, you can see like some of the map or whatever. But it was never this specific, obviously, because this is an official version of it. And it looks really cool. Like it's also a different angle. I think usually when people showed off the map, they had it like kind of flipped or whatever. But it looks awesome. Like I cannot wait to play this map in Warzone. So we have residencies at the top. There's a winery, which I think is where Hacienda is, if I'm not mistaken. Excavation site, that's where the tomb is. So yeah, the tomb is going to be playable on this map, I believe. The tomb, and I think Dig from Black Ops 2, which is also Courtyard from World at War. Coliseum is just a Coliseum. It's not 9 from Black Ops 4, trust me. But it looks really cool though as a Coliseum. Resorts, I think that's Skyline. Casino, we know what Casino is, obviously. Golf Club is Hazard from Black Ops 1. Trinity Stadium, I think, is Red Card from Black Ops 6. Hightown is the opposite of Lowtown, which Lowtown is from Black Ops 6. Coastal Security just looks like a bunch of islands, but obviously firing range is there. 4, I think, is actually going to be one of the skirmish multiplayer maps, if I'm not mistaken. Listening Post, I have no clue what that is. Chop Shop, don't really, it's just a chop shop, I guess. Pier District, something. Heliport, I think is that Extraction from there? I know Extraction from Black Ops 6 is on this map somewhere. It might be that place. Clifftown might be Yemen, maybe, or is Yemen Hightown? I think Clifftown might be Yemen. Then Water Treatment, which is probably WMD, maybe, or no, Chop Shop is WMD, maybe. I don't know. Old Arsenal and Car Factory. No, Car Factory is WMD. That's got to be Car Factory. Okay, yeah, it looks awesome. And then the tier zones, tier 4 is some of the island areas, I guess. It's a very weird tier structure. Like obviously MWZ was very much like as you get closer to the middle, the tier zones get higher, but this is more expanded in like a very odd way, but I'm totally fine with it, I guess. In Endgame, every player works together during the development, and Avalon squads can split off to pursue their own objectives or fight alongside others to improve the odds in tough fights, an especially useful tactic when approaching the area's more dangerous zones. In short, you choose an operator, customize your loadout, and then drop into Avalon using a wingsuit for navigation, exploring the vast landscape on foot or in vehicle, ideally exfilling after completing a variety of missions. Your ultimate goal is to gain enough power to reach the highest exposure zones where something is leaking massive amounts of toxin in Avalon from there. Oh, I think tier 4 is the only place with zombies then, right? I mean, maybe that's what they're trying to say. I don't know. That's what it sounds like at least, but I guess we'll wait and see. Here's your loadout, I guess. So you get to spawn in with an assault rifle or a primary weapon, a melee weapon, a launcher, or I guess you can get any secondary, probably including a launcher, and then field equipment. And then here's all your abilities as well, which the ability tree looks pretty interesting. I'm definitely excited to really get into that. You begin by choosing one of the 4 available operator slots. Oh, so yeah, that's literally DMZ right there. This is literally a DMZ thing. Each slot represents a character on a unique power journey. Next, you choose a loadout. Endgame loadouts consist of a main weapon, a melee weapon, and field acquisition. Explore further into Avalon to uncover workbenches found across the province to upgrade your weapon's rarity, which boosts its damage. Okay, so those workbenches that allow you to do that. You can probably do other stuff with them, I'm assuming. It is interesting, yeah, if you're killed in action, you lose it all, which is obviously the idea of DMZ and MWZ. So it's literally that. I mean, like, I assumed it was going to be just like that, but yeah, it literally is. So here's all the different abilities that you can use. There's major and minor abilities. Major abilities, ballistic shell, deploy an energy shield that blocks incoming fire. We saw that in the gameplay that they showed. Active camo, we know what that is. I'm actually surprised some of these don't come to multiplayer. I mean, people would maybe have a hissy fit if they did because they're maybe too unrealistic or whatever, but these sound like they'd be really cool multiplayer. Hand cannon, we obviously know what that is. That's a score streak. Crash cart, instantly revive downed teammates within a range and provide temporary invulnerability, can be used to self-revive when downed. So it's kind of like a healing aura type thing. Vision pulse, send out a pulse which tags enemies. Dude, that should be in multiplayer, bro. War machine, We know what that is. Shadow Break, create an energy warping field that teleports and damages enemies. Drone Pod, deployable device that launches aerial drones. That's also in multiplayer. Minor abilities, Grappling Hook. Dude, Grappling Hook should come to multiplayer as well. I would love that. Dude, all these things I want in multiplayer at this point. Portal Grenade, a grenade that spawns hallucinations to target your enemies. Kinetic Jump to extreme heights. That probably shouldn't be in multiplayer, even though I personally wouldn't be against it, but I know others would. Flicker, tap to quickly teleport a short distance in your facing direction. I'm assuming these are also in campaign, right? They're not just like endgame things. I think it's probably for the entirety of campaign. Supply Link instantly supplies you and your squad with ammo, armor, equipment, and a portion of the major ability charge. Black Hat, hack enemies, equipment, and vehicles. Okay, interesting. And here's the different skill tracks we were looking at. So there's Gunner, there's Surgeon, Daredevil, and Tactician. Gunner masters your weapons, reload faster, aim sharper, electrify enemies. I'm not going to read all of these, but yeah, it seems to just be things that involve making your overall usage of your weapon more efficient. Surgeon seems to probably be the medic, right? Stay alive and keep others fighting, heal fast, revive quicker, and fight back from the brink. I'll probably go with this one. I think this one seems more useful, and all the abilities are going to be things related to keeping yourself alive. Daredevil is going to be probably movement based. Fly, slide, and dive into chaos. Your movement is a weapon, and the ground hits back. That sounds like fun. And then Tactician's equipment based, I guess. Gear up and get clever, deploy faster, recharge quicker, and turn kills into nasty surprises. Oh, there's more ones? I didn't realize there's two more. Berserker, chain aggression to speed, attack while moving, reap armor for kills, and bring destruction from above. Okay, that's definitely sounds like it'll be useful. I'm not really sure which one to even pick at this point. They all seem pretty useful. And then Bulldozer, become a walking tank, regen armor, shrug off explosions, and smash through enemies. That sounds like crazy. Yeah, obviously there's going to be weapon camos in this mode as well, which is nice. Your first endgame match, an example of the endgame journey. Let's go through the steps of creating an endgame operator along with their first foray into Avalon. After choosing the Fierce Cybernetic Augmented Specialist 50/50 as our operator, we'll pick the Ballistic Shell major ability, the Grappling Hook minor ability. The Ballistic Shell blocks incoming enemy fire, giving your squad much needed defense during heated battles for escapes and pursuits. Using the Grapple Hook to latch onto buildings. As a character new to the campaign, there are no skills tracks to consider yet. I like that they're kind of walking players through this. It's kind of interesting. Operators are dropped over the skies and must use their wingsuit to descend to the ground. Through the use of the TAC map and the C-Link overhead display, we spot various assignments and activities around the map, choosing one that tasks us with stealing a vehicle from a convoy, and we hop into an armored vehicle to chase after the target. So it's going to be like contracts you can do, yeah, different challenges, and that'll give you what you need, I guess, to give you different rewards. After completing the mission, you're rewarded a cache, letting us choose off one of two offered grenade types, and our combat rating increases. Opening the first skill tree, we're offered a choice between the Surgeon and the Berserker skill trees. Because we're more concerned with staying alive for the long run, we pick the Surgeon skill tree to start off with. On subsequent combat rating level ups, we'll begin unlocking skills in the Surgeon tiers, or the Surgeon tree, keeping our operator in top fighting form with faster healing, quick revives, and other benefits that would help keep you and your squad in good shape. Okay, exfil and fight another day. Time is of the essence in endgame matches before the match timer runs out, which I'm assuming it's going to be like a 45-minute timer or maybe a 30-minute timer. I don't know. I think DMZ was a lot shorter than MWZ, so maybe it will be kind of short. Before the match timer runs out, operators must seek out a friendly VTOL exfil, get to a pickup zone, clear the landing area, and get out. A successful exfil lets you keep your current loadout and combat rating. Make sure you get out every time so you can push into harder locations and reap the greater rewards that await you. So overall, this literally is, like I said, DMZ/MWZ. That's what it's trying to be. And I think that's a good thing because there are people out there who really enjoy that style of gameplay and they really wanted that back. But I really just hope we all remember this game here, because this does prove that with enough development time, enough resources, they are able to put together this type of mode alongside a round-based zombies experience. Because I know everyone was telling me when MWZ came out, they're like, oh, they're trying something new, you know, it's different. And I understand that, but like that shouldn't come at the cost of what we know and love from this franchise. And I feel like round-based zombies was that. And yes, obviously we got that the year after with Black Ops 6, but that year you have zombies, there should have been a round-based experience as well. I understand they just physically couldn't do it, but generally speaking, for the games that actually, you know, if the games actually get the proper development and resources that they need, then they should be able to do that. That should be the precedent set, and I hope this game sets that precedent. And I know MW4 is going to have DMZ, but again, I'm going to feel like, why not have round-based zombies as well? I don't know. They're not going to do it though. But yeah, I'm glad they're able to do this. I don't know if this is going to be the most like enjoyable mode for me personally, just because I'm not usually an extraction shooter kind of guy, but I had fun with DMZ and MWZ, you know, when it was there. And the fact that this isn't taking away anything else as far as I'm aware, I like the existence of it. I do. So I definitely will be trying it out for myself. And the map itself looks cooler than anything. I'm just happy they're using this map for more than just this as well. They're also using it for Warzone, the Blackout experience that they're going to add later on. That's going to be really exciting. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will see you all in my next one. Peace out.